Hey everyone, my name is Wes, and welcome back to another episode of Terror Talk where I discuss creepy clips online. I created this original horror music to add to the video, and I hope you enjoy it. Be sure to leave your own comments, and when you're done watching, check the description if you'd like to listen to my music without the commentary. Now let's get into it and have some fun.
I'm a manager at a mid-sized grocery store. I do 10-hour shifts and work mostly overnights. At the time, our store was having some staff issues that made pretty much every department understaffed and overworked, and overnight stocking was no exception. I had one guy that would help me 5 nights a week.
Have you ever worked at a grocery store? Let me know in the comments below. For me personally, I do work at a grocery store part-time while I do my online side gigs. And it can be very exhausting, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I do work with a lot of good people, but man, it can be really exhausting. And there's one manager in particular that a lot of us don't like too much, and that's just the way it is. Like, you're gonna get managers that you just don't like at all, and that makes it even more exhausting. But let me know in the comments below if you work at a grocery store or have ever worked at a grocery store.
But that was it, other than me. This was on his day off, so it was only me working. I got in at 10 and was alone by 10:15. After running some numbers in the office, I started pulling out loads of boxes to the aisles to start unpacking and stocking. Even though I had no help this night, I still had to get everything done, so I was working hard and as quickly as I could. I didn't even stop for a break or anything, but suddenly a tap.
Dang, that would suck, wouldn't it? Just to work constantly like that throughout the night. And that's just what retail is. Like, honestly, I am not a fan of retail, and I would much rather be doing multiple side gigs than working at any other place in retail. I mean, I've gotten used to being a grocery clerk or whatever you want to call it, but yeah, retail is just, it's not for me, honestly, and I would be much better off doing creative things online, but that's just a side note there.
Tapping sound echoed through the store. I stopped and listened, hearing it happen again, and it sounded just like someone tapping on a window at the front of the store. I looked at my watch for the first time since I started working, and it was 2 a.m. Time had flown by, but there was no reason anyone should be here. I walked down the aisle and to the front, where I quickly saw someone outside the store. He was leaning against the window and trying to look inside. He spotted me as I walked up and stared at me. When I was just on the other side, I asked what he wanted. The man, looking like he was homeless, told me to open the door. He had a straight face, no smile or anything. I said we were closed and he couldn't be here, then turned to walk away, but the man immediately banged on the window. Not tapping like he was before. This was now harsh banging. I looked back at him, and he was clearly enraged, with his fist against the glass. Thinking,
Dang. That would definitely be unnerving, wouldn't it? To have this homeless looking guy outside the window that's trying to get in, and when you refuse entry, which, you know, obviously was a smart move on the manager's part. You're not going to risk your job for opening the store to some homeless guy, obviously, but then to have him start banging on the door violently like that, what would you do in this situation? Let me know in the comments below. Let's see what this manager does.
this guy was crazy. I told him I'd call the cops if he doesn't leave, then started pulling my phone out to show I was serious. and only then did he step away from the window. He still had that angry look as he walked away and into the parking lot. Seeing him leave, I put my phone away and got back to work. We get a lot of crazy customers around here, so I didn't think on it too much. And again, I had to focus on getting my work done. I was only able to get a small cart of boxes stocked, so it was maybe 15 minutes later when a sudden sound echoed through the store. It sounded like something metal snapping or scraping. I quickly dropped what I was doing and ran up to the front. Nobody was at the windows, so I went up to the entrance door. It was one of those revolving glass doors, which uses a bolt lock on the top to keep it from opening when we close the store for the night. Right away, I saw that bolt was missing. Like, not even just unlocked. The entire bolt was gone. I pressed my hand on the door and it glided around, completely allowing anyone to get in. I could feel my face turn white as I realized what this meant, and I knew I needed to call the police immediately. I turned around to go to the front office, but was instantly looking into the face of that guy from before. He was only a few feet from me, still having that enraged stare.
That would be a really bad situation to be in, wouldn't it? Hopefully the manager is physically fit in case he needs to fight, because dang, that would be really scary.
Didn't hesitate to run out the revolving door, hearing the guy follow close behind me. As I ran out into the parking lot, an old van came speeding up to the front. It nearly hit me, but I just kept running until I got to my car. When I rushed in, I noticed the guy wasn't chasing me anymore, and the van was now speeding out of the parking lot. I called the cops and spent the next couple hours explaining what happened. It wasn't until the next day that we got security footage of the man breaking inside, but it wasn't the best image quality. We can say almost for sure that they were trying to get me into their van, but we have no way to know why. I'm sure if I'd not been as quick though, I probably wouldn't have ever been seen again.
Dang, that's pretty crazy, huh? But I mean, the first thought that comes to my mind is he spent 2 hours explaining to the cops. 2 hours? Like, what? I don't know, that doesn't seem right to me. Let me know in the comments below if you think that's right, because I can understand 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, but 2 hours for that type of situation? I feel like it shouldn't take 2 hours to explain. So, I don't know, that seems a little bit fishy to me. But either way, this was definitely a good story, and I think that the manager made a really good decision to bolt it when he did, and just get out of there as quickly as possible, because that would be a really terrifying situation if a van comes up, because you know at that point it's a kidnapping situation. So, but yeah, and it's just kind of weird to me that they would want a grown man. Usually in situations like this, when there's a kidnapping, it usually involves kids, but like, why would they want a grown man? That seems strange to me. But either way, I thought this was a good story, a good creepy story, and I hope you enjoyed my commentary and the music, and I will see you in the next video.